Let's start with a truth that's hard to swallow. Attracting your twin flame back is not about chasing them, convincing them, or begging them to come back into your life. It's not about texting them every day or trying to make them jealous. It's not about proving your worth to them either. In fact, doing those things usually pushes them further away. Why? Because twin flame connections don't work like ordinary relationships. They're deeper. They're spiritual. They're about the soul, not the ego. When you meet your twin flame, something big happens inside you. It's not just a spark, it's a complete shift. Your soul recognizes them instantly because you share the same energetic blueprint. You are two halves of the same soul essence, split into two bodies. So when you're apart, it feels unbearable at times. It feels wrong, like you've lost a part of yourself. That's why this journey is so intense and emotional. But here's what most people miss. The twin flame connection isn't about constant union in the physical world from the start. It's about growth. It's about healing. It's about alignment. And separation happens because something in that alignment is missing. If you're apart, it means the universe is giving you both space to grow. It's not punishment, it's preparation. Now you might ask, how do I get them back? The answer is not a long list of things to do. It's one thing, one simple, but very powerful thing. Focus on yourself and raise your vibration. I know it sounds cliche, but stay with me because this isn't just about self-care or positive thinking. This is about transforming your energy so powerfully that you naturally draw your twin flame back without forcing anything. When your energy shifts, the entire connection shifts. In this video, we're going to break down what focusing on yourself and raising your vibration really means, step by step. I'll explain why it works, how it works, and what happens when you actually do it. By the end, you'll understand why this is the one thing that changes everything in your twin flame journey. So let's begin. The first thing you need to understand is this. Your twin flame is a mirror. They reflect your energy. If you're feeling anxious, insecure, or desperate, they feel that on a soul level, even if they're miles away. And that energy often pushes them to pull back because the connection starts to feel heavy. It's not that they don't care, it's that they feel the intensity and they're not ready to handle it. And truthfully, neither are you if you're coming from a place of fear or lack. Now, when you focus on yourself, you stop pouring all your energy into them. You stop trying to control the outcome. You shift your focus inward. And this changes the entire dynamic. Instead of feeling like you need them to be happy, you start building happiness on your own. You start creating a life that feels good whether they're in it or not. And that energy, it's magnetic. It's powerful. It draws them back, not because you're chasing, but because your vibration is rising. Think of it like this. The twin flame journey is like a scale. When both sides are heavy with fear, insecurity, and pain, the scale tips. It becomes unbalanced. But when you lighten your side by healing and growing, you create space for them to do the same. And eventually that balance brings you back together naturally. So, what does focusing on yourself really mean? It means taking your energy off them and putting it on your own growth. It means asking yourself, what do I need to heal? What makes me feel alive? What brings me joy? And then doing those things. It's not about pretending you don't care. It's about caring for yourself more than the outcome. When you do this, something amazing happens. You start to feel better. The anxiety fades, the obsession softens, and you begin to feel whole again. That's when the shift happens in the connection because your twin flame feels that wholeness on an energetic level. They feel the release, and that space gives them the freedom to move toward you again, not out of pressure, but out of resonance. This is why the one thing that attracts your twin flame back is focusing on yourself and raising your vibration. Because the journey is not about controlling them, it's about mastering yourself. Now let's go deeper. Why is focusing on yourself so powerful? Because most twin separations happen for one main reason: unhealed wounds. These wounds usually come from childhood, past relationships, or even past lives. They show up as fear of abandonment, fear of rejection, or feeling unworthy of love. And when you meet your twin flame, those wounds come to the surface like never before. Your twin flame triggers those wounds because they're meant to. That's how you grow. If they didn't trigger you, you wouldn't heal. But here's the problem. If you ignore those wounds and keep trying to get them back without healing, the cycle repeats. You come together, the wounds explode, and you separate again. So the real work is inside you. Start by asking, what is this separation teaching me? What feelings are coming up? Is it fear? Is it anger? Is it sadness? Don't run from those feelings. Sit with them, write them down, understand where they come from. Most of the time, they're not even about your twin flame. They go way back. Maybe you felt abandoned as a child. Maybe you felt like you had to earn love. These patterns follow you into the twin flame connection because this relationship is meant to break them. When you start healing those wounds, you change everything. You stop needing your twin flame to fill those gaps because you're filling them yourself. You stop depending on them for validation because you validate yourself. And when that happens, the energy between you shifts from neediness to wholeness. And guess what? Wholeness is what attracts union. There are so many ways to heal. Meditation, journaling, inner child work, therapy, energy healing, they all help. But the most important thing is consistency. This isn't a quick fix. It's a journey. Every time a trigger comes up, see it as an opportunity to heal, not a setback. And here's something powerful. The more you heal, the more your twin flame feels it too. Remember, you're connected. Your healing helps them heal because the energy between you is shared. So even if they're far away, every time you release a wound, they feel the shift. This is why focusing on yourself is the one thing that attracts them back. Because when you heal, you become aligned. And alignment is what brings twin flames back together. Not chasing, not forcing, but healing. Now let's talk about raising your vibration, because this is the heart of attracting your twin flame back. When I say raise your vibration, I'm not talking about faking positivity or pretending everything is fine when it's not. I'm talking about actually feeling better on a real deep level. I'm talking about changing the energy you carry every day. Your vibration is your state of being. It's how you feel most of the time. If you wake up anxious, sad, and focused on what you don't have, your vibration is low. When your vibration is low, the energy between you and your twin flame stays heavy. And heavy energy keeps union away because this connection thrives on freedom and lightness. So how do you raise your vibration? The first step is simple. Focus on what makes you feel good. Not what you think you should do. Not what you think will impress your twin flame, but what genuinely lights you up. Ask yourself, what makes me smile? What makes me feel alive? Then do more of that. For some people, it's being in nature. For others, it's music, dancing, art, cooking, or learning something new. It doesn't matter what it is as long as it brings you joy. Joy is powerful energy. It shifts your frequency instantly. And the more time you spend in that energy, the more attractive you become. Not just to your twin flame, but to life itself. Another part of raising your vibration is taking care of your mind and body. Eat foods that make you feel good, move your body, get enough rest. These things sound simple, but they change your energy massively. When you feel good physically, it's easier to feel good emotionally. And then there's gratitude. Gratitude is like a magnet for higher energy. Start small. Every morning, name 3 things you're thankful for. It could be as simple as a warm cup of tea, a friend who cares, or the fact that you woke up today. The more you focus on what's good, the more good things show up. That's how energy works. Now, here's why this matters for your twin flame. When you raise your vibration, you shift the connection. Your twin flame feels that shift even if you don't talk to them. They feel the lightness, they feel the joy. And that energy draws them in because twin flames are always attracted to each other's highest version. The best part? When you raise your vibration, your life becomes better, regardless of what happens with your twin flame. You start attracting more opportunities, better experiences, and happier moments. And that's the whole point. You're not just doing this to get them back. You're doing it because you deserve to feel good. And when you genuinely feel good, union becomes a natural result, not a forced outcome. This is where a lot of people struggle. They do the inner work, they focus on themselves, but deep down, they're still holding on so tightly to the idea of union. They keep asking, when will they come back? How long will it take? And that energy of impatience creates resistance. It blocks the flow. Detachment doesn't mean you stop loving your twin flame. It doesn't mean you give up. It means you trust the process enough to let go of the need to control it. You let go of timelines. You let go of constantly checking their social media or wondering what they're doing. You release that grip because holding on so tightly sends a signal of fear and lack. And fear and lack keep you stuck. Surrender is powerful because it says, I trust that what's meant for me will find me. I trust that this journey is unfolding the way it's supposed to. When you surrender, your energy shifts from anxiety to peace, and peace is magnetic. So, how do you practice detachment? Start by noticing when you're obsessing. When your mind keeps looping around your twin flame, pause and take a breath. Redirect your focus. Do something that brings you back into the present moment. Go for a walk, listen to music, call a friend, work on a project. Every time you do this, you're training your mind to release control. Another way to surrender is through affirmations and meditation. Sit quietly and tell yourself, I am safe. I am loved. Everything is working out for my highest good. It sounds simple, but it reprograms your mind to trust instead of fear. And here's the truth. Detachment isn't easy at first. You'll have moments where you want to check on them, where you want answers. That's normal. Just keep reminding yourself that your job isn't to chase. Your job is to align. When you align, union happens naturally. When you force, you push it away. The more you surrender, the lighter you feel. And the lighter you feel, the more attractive your energy becomes. That's when things start to shift, sometimes suddenly, because the universe responds to energy. When you let go, you open the door for everything you've been wanting to flow in. Now let's talk about what happens when you actually do all of this, when you focus on yourself, heal your wounds, raise your vibration, and surrender. Something incredible happens. You start to feel whole again. You no longer feel like half a soul searching for the other half. You feel complete within yourself. And that feeling is freedom. When you feel whole, you stop needing your twin flame to make you happy. You love them, yes, but you're not dependent on them. And that changes the entire connection because the energy of need disappears. Instead of pulling on them, you stand in your power. You become the best version of yourself, the version your twin flame was always meant to meet. Here's the beautiful part. When you reach this state, one of two things happens. Either your twin flame comes back into your life in a way that feels natural and harmonious, or the universe brings you something even better, something that aligns with your highest good. And either way, you win. Because the real goal of this journey was never just union. It was becoming the highest version of you. And yes, most of the time when you align like this, your twin flame feels it and returns. Why? Because you've removed all the blocks. You've created a connection that feels light and magnetic again. They're drawn to that energy because it feels safe. It feels like home. But this time, it's a healthy home. Not one built on wounds and fear, but one built on love and wholeness. The point is this: attracting your twin flame back isn't about them at all. It's about you. It's about your growth, your healing, your alignment. And when you get there, union becomes a natural outcome. Not something you have to chase, but something that flows to you because you're ready for it. So if you take nothing else from this, remember this. The one thing you must do to attract your twin flame back is to focus on yourself and raise your vibration. Everything else, detachment, healing, alignment, flows from that. This isn't about proving your worth to them. It's about realizing your worth for yourself. Because when you do, everything changes. Not just your connection with them, but your entire life. Your twin flame journey is not here to break you. It's here to make you, to show you who you really are. And when you step into that truth, love always finds its way back to you, in the best possible way, at the best possible time.